Okay, kiddies, it is nice to be back on the air. Literally, it's nice to be very much back on the air. Welcome to the Cardiac channel, figuratively now and literally. I apologize for not being on. Hopefully I was going to catch up a little bit, but I ended up having a heart attack. I have 3 stents. So, here we go. We're now on the Cardiac channel. We're going to do the 1978 St. Louis Cardinals at the Philadelphia Phillies, April 7, 1978, opening day for both teams. Somebody asked a question earlier on one of the other channels. Here's what's going to happen. What I'm going to do, and I've got 5 years up here, and I'm probably going to end up building up as I go along, but I got 5 years up here. I'm going to do 1 day for each year. As I finish that day, I'll go to another year. And what I'm going to do is that way there we can have a chance, we can talk about the history of the game during that time frame. We can talk about the games themselves, the fun stuff and the funny things about the game, if everybody can have has a good historical mind. And that's what I'm doing. Otherwise, the Cardiac League is here. I don't care. I'm going to be just as excitable as ever because this is a passion. So it's something everybody's got to live with. Okay. Plus, it's probably good for my heart right now at this stage of the game. I got to change a few things, including lose about 20 pounds. Anyway, here is the starting lineup for the St. Louis Cardinals, and I'm going to do it a little bit different this time. Where last time I always do it when they're batting. Let's get it all out in one shot. Lou Brock will be the left fielder for the St. Louis Cardinals in 1978. We only do this once a year, so after that it comes to whatever we come up with on our own set. Lou Brock in 1978. Wrong way. There we go. As he was going towards the end of his year, he was 39 at the time. This was pretty much his next to his last year of baseball. He batted .221, so he didn't do well in 1978, which is why I'm starting to see certain things. Though he had no home runs, he had 12 RBIs, struck out 29 times. Okay, he only had to have 17 stolen bases. Stolen was caught 5 times, so 39. This man could still run. I have no question this is probably one of the better left fielders in the game. He'll be playing left field. Batting next will be Gary Templeton. Gary Templeton is our shortstop and is involved in probably one of the worst trades in San Diego's history. If everybody remembers, he was traded for the Wizard of Oz. If I remember right, I will look at that real quick. In 1978, he was traded in 1982 to the San Diego Padres, for the Wizard of Oz. In 1978, for our St. Louis Cardinals, he batted .280. 13 triples. He led the league in triples in 1978. Another man, he had 34 stolen bases, 11 caught stealing. This is another man who could fly. 87 strikeouts, so a little high in the strikeout count, and 22 walks. For a man who was batting second, that was not very well done. The Cardinals did not really participate in a lot of sacrifice hits, so it's not going to be much for him. And if I'm correct, and let me look here, I will let you guys know. Yes, in 1981, he was traded for him and Sixto Lezcano to the Padres for Steve Muir and the Wizard of Oz. Biggest mistake I believe that the San Diego Padres made. You can imagine what they would have had in 1984 with their team. They probably could have won it all instead of the Tigers going like they did. Due up third is Jerry Morales. Jerry Morales is the right fielder for this game. Jerry Morales in 1978. He hit .239, 4 home runs, 46 RBIs, 19 doubles. The Cardinals at the time looks like they were working on trying to get a running team instead of a hitting team. Ted Simmons is the catcher for the Cardinals. Ted Simmons played for quite a while. I believe this man, and until the day I get done with ever playing baseball, until the day I die, I think Ted Simmons belongs in the Hall of Fame as a catcher. He was one of the older catchers and a good defensive player who also could hit. In 1978, he hit .287, 22 home runs, 80 RBIs, 77 walks. This was not a man who was easy to strike out. He had 39 the entire season. For a catcher, outstanding. Constant all-star selection. This man to my eyes, should be in the Hall of Fame. He has the numbers. He had 240 home runs for his career, 1,389 RBIs. This man deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, and I'm surprised he never got in. And he has a perfect monitor for it. He's perfect for it, okay? He's a little shy of the standards, and that's about it. But otherwise, this man belongs in the Hall of Fame. I don't care. Anybody can argue if they want, but that's an argument that I will probably be vehemently about. Batting fifth will be Keith Hernandez. He would be the first baseman for the St. Louis Cardinals, who eventually ended up with the Mets. Keith Hernandez during this time in 1978, he was batting .255, had 11 home runs, 64 RBIs. Never was a prolific home run hitter, just so everybody knows. Yes, he ended up with the Mets in 1983. He was traded in the looks like in mid-season. Coming up next would be Ken Reitz. Ken Reitz will be the third baseman for today's game. He'll be batting sixth. Ken Reitz, back then he batted .246 for the Cardinals. 10 home runs, 75 RBIs for the St. Louis Cardinals. Struck out 61 times. Only one stolen base. So not really much. He had 26 doubles though. So, I mean, the Cardinals could hit doubles. That was a fast turf field if everybody remembers it. Due up next is Tony Scott. He'll be the center fielder. Tony Scott, who finished his career with Houston and Montreal. Started out in St. Louis. This is in the season here. He only got 96 games. He was platooned. He batted .228, 1 home run, 14 RBIs. Wasn't really much of a hitter with the Cardinals. I don't know what happened with the Cardinals in 1978. And it may explain a few other things that went with the Cardinals back then. Mike Tyson's the second baseman. Mike Tyson in 1978 batted .233, 3 home runs, 26 RBIs, 41 strikeouts, 24 walks. So he did pretty good. Not a lot of hits though. That's his only thing. He didn't strike out a lot, so he did put the ball in play a lot. And that actually is, even though it doesn't show you in the batting average, it's a plus. Bob Forsch is the pitcher. He was the opening day pitcher for St. Louis in 1978. Bob Forsch's batting record, and I can get you both records, so it's not hard to do here. In batting, Bob Forsch in 1978, he batted .181. Did have a home run, 8 RBIs, 7 doubles out of his 15 hits. So 8 of his things, he had over 50%. Bob Forsch in 1978 went 11-17 for, I want to say it's a particularly bad Cardinal team. Started 34 games, had 7 complete. 114 strikeouts, 90 to go with 97 walks. He had an ERA of 3.70. That is our starting lineup for the St. Louis Cardinals. For the Philadelphia Phillies, Bake McBride will start off for Philadelphia. In 1978, Bake McBride batted .269 for the Philadelphia Phillies. 10 home runs, 49 RBIs, 28 stolen bases. He's only caught 3 times. Now, surprisingly, he was traded to the Philadelphia Phillies by the St. Louis Cardinals in 1977. So I think I'm not sure what the Cardinals were doing or if they were doing anything, but he was traded with Steve Waterbury for Rick Bossetti, Dane Yorg, and Tom Underwood. So I'm not sure what they thought. The man was a fairly decent hitter. Larry Bowa is the shortstop. He'll be batting second. Larry Bowa knows one of the better ball players out there, one of the better hitters, became one of the better hitters out there, though he was never a home run hitter. He didn't have to be. He improved on his game and actually ended up finishing up with almost like a .260 batting average. In 1978, he batted .294. He had 3 home runs, 43 RBIs. Again, 27 stolen bases, 5 caught stealing. They did not get caught much. 31 doubles to go along with it. Didn't strike out much. He was a very tough out. Mike Schmidt, the third baseman, Hall of Famer, as everybody knows, in 1978. And in 1978, Mike Schmidt batted .251, one of his lower years that he had, only 21 home runs, 78 RBIs. 19 stolen bases, though, 6 caught stealing, 103 strikeouts to go with 27 doubles. He did not have what I think was a great game. Well, a great season, obviously. Otherwise, after that, he just became Mike Schmidt again, which I'm glad he did. The Baby Bull will be batting fourth, Greg Luzinski, who's the left fielder. And I can check that real quick, so hold on. Yes, he's the left fielder, okay. The Baby Bull, who would finish his career in Chicago, in 1978 for Philadelphia, had 35 home runs, 101 RBIs, batted .265. But he struck out a lot, 135 games. The one time he led the league in strikeouts in one of his years. He also had 100 walks. This is a man who had a good eye, but at the same time, swung at a lot of bad pitches. Richie Hebner's batting 5th. He's the first baseman. Now, I think I got him in one of my other leagues. I think in one of the earlier seasons. Yes, I do. I got him in my 19. No, I don't have him. Okay, he was in the minor leagues. In 1978, he was with the Philadelphia Phillies. They had 17 home runs, 71 RBIs, batted .283. End up 1979 with the New York Mets, of all places. That end up going to Detroit. He's traded a lot towards his back end, but his production also went down too at the same time. So he sort of like became that player to be named later guy. Gary Maddox, our center fielder, will be playing is batting 6th. There we go. In 1978, he batted .288 for the Phillies, 11 home runs, 68 RBIs, 34 doubles, 33 stolen bases, and only 7 caught stealing. Like I said, I'm looking at the Phillies here and going, this is a decent running team. So let's hope the C Cup picks it up. Tim McCarver will be our catcher. Tim McCarver was, and it's like I want to say it's one of the Red Sox catchers also. Tim McCarver was Steve Carlton's personal catcher. I can't think who he was. He finally left. Ross was somebody's personal catcher. In 1978 for Philadelphia, he batted .247, 1 home run, 14 RBIs. Only got in 90 games. But like I said, he was Steve Carlton's personal catcher. On occasion, he did play first base, so we may catch him at first base sometime. Of course, became a lousy announcer for Fox. I can't stand him. Ted Sizemore is the second baseman. He was batting 8th. Ted Sizemore in 1978 for Philadelphia batted .219. No home runs, 25 RBIs. Typical of the second baseman, except that he just coming off a .281 season, so I can't say that with this man. This man can hit between .250 and .260. So he had a bat, just had a lousy year. It happens. Okay, best we're not going to happen. And lefty is our pitcher, Steve Carlton. Better known as Lefty, I believe, is what he was named, what he was called, if my memory serves well. I believe he's ranked 3rd or 4th in strikeouts all time. In that department, he has 4,136 strikeouts. I believe he is ranked in the top. He's definitely ranked in the top 5. I think only Walter Johnson, Roger Clemens, and somebody else is ahead of him. I could find that out. I could find that out real quick. In 1978, he was just really getting into his groove. He hit 16 to 13 for Philadelphia, 34 games, 12 completes, 3 shutouts. Had a 2.84 ERA, had 161 strikeouts, and only 63 walks. And that is our 2 starting lineups, guys. And in 1978 for our teams, I got to go back up just a little bit here if everybody minds. Okay, the team batting here. Philadelphia, for their batting, batted .258. Had a total of 133 home runs, 661 RBIs. Had 152 stolen bases, which is probably right up there towards the top of the line. It was only caught 58 times. In their pitching department, of course, they won the National League East in 1978. They had 813 strikeouts to go along with only 393 walks. They were a very good controlled team. Had a 3.33 ERA. The St. Louis Cardinals, on the other hand, I think, and if I look at the standings, I'm going to find they probably finished dead last by the looks of things in that year. I believe they did. No, because Atlanta's in the West. And they had 859 strikeouts, but they had 600 walks, almost double what Philadelphia had. ERA of 3.58, so it wasn't pitching that was killing him. It was the bats. Okay, let's play ball. Somebody tell Al I'm online. I don't want to hurt his feelings. Okay. Alright, here we go, guys. Cards are up. First batter is Lou Brock. Lou Brock is our left fielder for the game. Here is the pitch. It's a 25. And Lou Brock hits a slaps one out over the third baseman's head, heading into left field. On the carpet of Philadelphia, picks up and fires down back into the field. Coming to bat will be Gary Templeton, the shortstop for the Cardinals. And here's the pitch. Lou Brock is heading out to get to second base, and he slides under the tag. He is safe. Lou Brock gets the first stolen base for the Cardinals here. Very good. For his age, he is 39. Here is the pitch to Templeton. It's a 26. And Templeton hits it out towards the right field, being picked up by Bake McBride. Lou Brock tags up and makes it over to third base. We have one down, runner on third. Coming to bat will be Jerry Morales. Philadelphia infield will be in. They want to play it for the plate, as I will probably be doing the entire season. Here is the pitch to Morales. It's an 11. That takes care of that. That's a sound everybody knows. Something's going to happen. 36. And we have a double coming up. But do we have a chance for a home run? As a matter of fact, yes we do. And Jerry Morales smacks it out towards the left field wall here at Philadelphia at Veterans Stadium. It is going. It is long gone. A two-run home run by Jerry Morales in the start of the first inning for the St. Louis Cardinals. Due up to bat is the catcher, Ted Simmons. He's batting fourth today. There is one down, nobody on. The Cardinals now have a 2-0 lead against lefty. It's a 43. Yep. Hey. My game's talking me dirty. There we go. Ted Simmons hits it out to the pitcher, Carlton. Carlton feels it very, very easily. Throws over to first, and Simmons is down. There's now two down. Due up is Keith Hernandez. Keith Hernandez, who eventually, I believe, he's still one of the callers for the New York Mets. Here is the pitch to Hernandez. It's a 13. And Steve Carlton uncharacteristically walks Hernandez on 4 straight pitches. Coming to bat is Ken Reitz, the 6th batter of the inning. And here is the pitch to Reitz. 15. And Reitz backs one out towards left center. It's getting in between the fielders. Getting picked up by Gary Maddox. Keith Hernandez heads over towards third base. We have runners on first and third. So let me get my stuff going here. It won't take much, guys. I read this stuff like a complete idiot. I know how to read a scorecard. So hang on, I'm just fixing it right now. Simmons was 1-3. That's 2 down. A walk. And a base hit. Due up is Tony Scott. Here in the top of the first inning. Carlton's in trouble already. It's not even, and the game's just getting started. 2 down. Here's the pitch. 52. And Steve Carlton finally gets the side retired. He strikes out Scott. Coming up to bat for our Philadelphia Phillies will be Bake McBride, Larry Boa, and Mike Schmidt. And Bake McBride will be our batter for the Philadelphia Phillies. Here is the pitch. It's a 62. And Bob Forsch starts the season off for the Cardinals with a strikeout of Bake McBride. Due up to bat is Larry Boa. Larry Boa, who should have been in the Hall of Fame, but he made too many people angry. That was his biggest problem. A good bat, great glove, but he had an attitude. Here is the pitch to Larry Boa. 53. And grounding out towards the second baseman, picked up by Tyson. Tyson turns right, gets ready to throw it out, and he drops the ball on the way for the throw, and Larry Boa reaches first. Larry Boa is on first with an error by Tyson. Coming to bat will be Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt is our third baseman. Excellent hitter, except in 1978, as we just found out. Here's the pitch. It's a 35. And Schmidt is walked. Boa takes second base. We have runners on first and second. The baby bull, Greg Luzinski, is up. Right now I'm looking at this going, is this going to be a pitcher's duel? Is this going to turn into a blowout game? I have no idea. The dice only tell me for sure when we throw them. Here is the pitch to Luzinski. 65. And a possible error coming in here. Not going to happen. And Luzinski hits a high foul ball heading towards the backstop. Waiting for it is McCarver. McCarver comes down. He makes the catch. We have 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Due up is Richie Hebner. Richie Hebner I always thought was a good home run hitter. Turns out to be, well, I lied. So we'll go with that. I lied. Here is the pitch to Hebner. It's a 12. Another possible error going here. Cardinals are playing with danger here. No, and Richie Hebner hits it towards our shortstop, Gary Templeton. Gary Templeton throws over to second base for the easy out at the slower Schmidt. And that is 3 down. So for the Philadelphia Phillies, they have no runs, no hits. They left 2. Coming up to bat for the St. Louis Cardinals will be Mike Tyson, Bob Forsch, and Lou Brock. And hello, D. Scott. Beatles, I'm glad to be back. Yeah, he was. He did pretty good with the Pirates, but according to my baseball reference here, he wasn't as good as we thought he was. And I can look that up real quick, so I have no problem there. Okay. Schedule. Okay. And I always don't mind taking a sec to look up the stats for everybody. That's what I'm here for. I am the historian. Yeah, he did for Pittsburgh, but he never hit more than 25 home runs in the seasons. Believe it or not, that's what Hebner did. But he did have 17, 19, 25, 18, 15 was his peak. He did 18 and 17 for the Philadelphia Phillies. After that, he was lucky to make 12. So he actually died out as it went on. I'm not sure what happened to him. It'd be nice to find a history on him and see what happened. It would be great to learn that. Mike Tyson's our batter at second base. He has just getting started. He made the first error of the season for the Cardinals. Here's the pitch. Very un-Cardinal characteristic. 43 going to him. And Tyson hits it to our pitcher, Steve Carlton, who flips it over to our first baseman, Richie Hebner. Then we have 1 down. That's the second time those two have gotten to a combination, which is rare for most of my games. Bob Forsch, the pitcher, will be batting in a game that he is leading 2-0, thanks to Jerry Morales in his home run. Here's the pitch to Forsch. It's a 13. And Steve Carlton strikes him out. Carlton's second strikeout of the season. Due up the bat is Lou Brock. Lou Brock, again, like I stated before, was 39. He got the first stolen base of the season, which, with the way I look at the board, is surprising, but it's not. Got the first hit of the game. Here's the pitch to Brock. 64. And Lou Brock also hits it over to Sweet Carlton down on a slow ground ball. Carlton picks up, fires over to first base, beats Brock by a step. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for the Phillies. Carlton's definitely getting his workout today. Coming up to bat for the Philadelphia Phillies will be Gary Maddox, Tim McCarver, and Sizemore. Gary Maddox, our outfielder for the Philadelphia Phillies. He had an on-base percentage of 1970 of .332 to go along with his fairly decent batting average. Also played in 155 games. Here is the first pitch to him. It's a 56. And Maddox hits a high pop, major league pop-up over towards the right side of the infield. Who's going to call for it? Looks like Templeton's waving everybody away, and he makes the catch. Coming up to bat will be Tim McCarver. As I said, he was Steve Carlton's personal catcher for the rest of his career. Forgive you guys, I'm drinking a lot of water. You guys, again, you'll have to apologize. I spent, as I said, I spent 3 days in the hospital with I had a heart attack. The very beginnings of one, I got very lucky. According to the doctor, I saved my own life because I was able to catch it. I now have 3 stents in my heart, so, but this is the one thing that's going to be my pleasure and joy, so the Cardiac channel will remain as the Cardiac channel. When it gets exciting, you'll know about it. That is me, guys. I can't give it up, and I won't. Because that's not something like stress. This is just fun. Here's the pitch to McCarver. 66. And you know that sound. Here we go. Here's the chance for McCarver. 13. And he hits it out towards right center field. It skids on the turf. Heading out towards the wall. Getting picked up by our right fielder, McBride. And Tim McCarver reaches second on a double as he huff and puffs his way through. Due up the bat is Ted Sizemore, our second baseman. As I mentioned, he did hit .219. Has no slugging percentage to really speak of, .254. He only played in 108 games for the Cardinals in this season. Here's the pitch for the Phillies. It's a 24. And Sizemore struck out. Forsch strikes out Sizemore. Coming up to bat will be the pitcher, Steve Carlton himself. Lefty had a slugging percentage of .349. I'm going to enjoy this. So this ought to be fun. He had 93 plate appearances, by the way, guys. Here's the pitch to Carlton. It's a 36. And Carlton smacks one out towards left field. And it's getting out there, and it dry as the wind tries to knock it down. Lou Brock is set waiting for it. There is the catch. And that is the third out of the inning. But the Philadelphia Phillies did get their first hit of the game. We have no runs, one hit, and one man left on base. Due up to bat for the Cardinals will be Gary Templeton, Jerry Morales, and Ted Simmons. Gary Templeton is 0 for 1 today. He flew out to our right fielder, Bake McBride in the first inning. Here is the pitch. It's a 23. Possible error, guys. Here we go. Not going to happen, and he hits it to our first baseman, Richie Hefner, who has to go over towards his left. Carlton's heading to the bag, and he flips it over. Carlton makes the catch, and we have a 3-1 if you want, for all you scorekeepers, and one away. Here we go. Jerry Morales smacked the 2-run home run in the first inning to give the Cardinals that very 2-0 lead that we're all looking at right now. Way to start the season, Jerry. Here's the pitch. This Budweiser's for you. 16. A little late on that, but okay. And Jerry Morales hits to our shortstop, Larry Bowa. Larry Bowa scoops it up, fires over to first. We have 2 down. Due up is Ted Simmons. Ted Simmons grounded out to the pitcher, Steve Carlton, in the first inning. Here is the pitch. Carlton was ready. Here's the pitch. 63. And Ted Simmons hits out towards the center field. A very lazy fly ball heading out that way. Gary Maddox moves up, gets under it, waits for it, and there is the catch. Nice one-handed grab. And there it goes, a 1-2-3 inning for the Philadelphia Phillies. No runs, no hits, no errors no runs, no hits, nobody left on base for the Cardinals. At the end of 2.5, it is the Cardinals 2, the Phillies nothing. And hello, Michael Butler. It's good to see you too. Thank you for coming. Scott, I'm glad I caught it too, because how can I catch your channel if I'm not there? For everybody. I'm still waiting for Beatles to finally get started. I got to take a look at the OTP19 trailer myself. I looked at a couple of the other ones. I like what I see so far, but I'm still going to hold off on that. I'm going to, like somebody else, I'm going to wait for the nicks and the noise to get fixed. I'm waiting for Digital Diamond to get. They're supposed to bring in an upgrade. I think MP3 is supposed to also, but that's freebie, so I'm not going to worry about that. It will just slip right in. So I'm all set. I'll be waiting. By the end of the month, we should have a bunch of upgrades. And I caught the Bleacher Bums channel with this game, Payoff Pitch. I'm going to take a hard look at that. Kind of cute game to play. It's a board game. I'll give it a try. What the hell? It does look amazing, but it's not into that. But I think that's pretty good to look at when you finally get started, Beat. I'll take a look at it with you. If I do play it, I'll probably play manager only. I won't play GM. I tried that. I did not do well. Okay, we're at the bottom of the third inning of the Phillies game. We're right back to the top of the lineup. Bake McBride, Larry Bowa, Mike Schmidt. Here is the pitch. McBride struck out the first time up. Here we go. And he hits it out towards center field. Another high fly ball. Going back is our center fielder, Tony Scott. And he waits for it over by the warning track. And it is an out. Good catch by Tony Scott. And we have one down. Due up is Larry Bowa. Larry Bowa reached on an error by Tyson in the first inning. Here is the pitch to Bowa. It's a 63. And Larry Bowa also hits it out towards deep center field. And waiting for it is Maddox. He didn't bother to move this time. And there's two down. Due up is Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt walked in the first inning. Was left on base. Here is the pitch to Schmidt. 55. And Michael Schmidt also hits it out, heading over towards left field, or center field. Drifting over to his right is Tony Scott, and we have three down. And that ties a major league record for most putouts in an inning by a fielder, because most putouts in an inning by a catcher is 4. Okay? Figure that one out, guys. That's the trivia question. How does the catcher have 4 putouts in 1 inning? Here is the pitch. We've got we are in the top of the 4th. Coming to bat is Keith Hernandez, Ken Reitz, and Tony Scott, who just made three great plays out there in center field for the Cardinals. We have a 2-0 lead. This is sponsored by the great Philadelphia cheesesteaks at those 2 great spots that are right across from each other. I've eaten at both. Couldn't tell you what it was. This is back in '85 when I did that. So, matter of fact, it was right after the Philadelphia Phillies game. I got to see Joe Garagiola. Here's the pitch. 22. And Keith Hernandez hits out towards right field. Gets in between Hebner and Sizemore. Drops into right field. Getting picked up real quick by McBride as he fires it back in. And Hernandez is on with for the 2nd time, but this time with his first hit. He walked the first time up. Due up here is Ken Reitz. Ken Reitz got a single in his first time up. Runners on first, and here is the pitch. 61. And Reitz hits out towards our second baseman, who fires over to short for the first up. Fires over to first, not in time. Hernandez is out 4-6. Reitz reaches on the fielder's choice. He's at first base. Coming to bat will be Tony Scott. Tony Scott struck out in the first inning. One of Carlton's 2 strikeouts of the game so far today. And here is the pitch to Scott. Runner on first. Here we go. It's a 33. And Carlton hits out. Scott hits out towards right center field. We're trying to run up to it very quickly. Will be our center fielder, Maddox. Maddox fires in. Reitz can't get over to third. He'll stay at second base. And we have runners on first and second. 1 down. Coming to bat is that same Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson last time did ground out to the pitcher. The number 8 hitter here. They're going to try to bump the other 2 runners across and see what happens. And he does. He advances over toward, bunts it to her. Let's see if we get the straight. Who is in here? Action Sports is up. Get away, Action Sports. I love you too. Okay, batter pitches, heads out to our pitcher. Carlton, first baseman, was trying to run in, so it throws over to Sizemore for the out. He does get the sacrifice. Runners are on second and third. Coming to bat is Bob Forsch. There's 2 down. Maybe he can get a hit. Maybe not. We won't know until we try. Here's the pitch to Forsch. It's a 65. Possible error. Nope. I take that back. I lied. He hits a high pop out heading over towards left side dugout. Running over there is Hebner, and he makes the sliding crab, and Forsch is out. Cardinals had no runs, 3 hits, 2 runners left on base. At the end of 3.5, we have a 4-0 lead. Poor Joe was out of his element, and Garagiola, actually, I love his. Did you ever read his book, Baseball is a Funny Game? Very, very truthful, and he doesn't mind picking on himself. Him and Bob Uecker was what makes it. Who make baseball. He was very good. He used to be on the. Used to also do the Today Show on occasion too. Love watching him. Enjoyed him on the Saturday baseball. I got to meet him in person. The Mets and the Phillies were playing one of the worst games I ever saw. Lynch was pitching for the Mets. It was a 7-6 game. Terrible, terrible game. But I had a good time, and I said I really got to meet the man. Not bad for somebody, and if anybody is offended, I do apologize. Not bad for somebody who is from Dago Hill and is across the street neighbor with some guy named Barra. So, St. Louis produced probably two of the finest people in the game. Yogi Berra, who couldn't speak English, and Joe Garagiola, who did it so well. Okay, we're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Greg Luzinski, Richie Hebner, Gary Maddox is up to bat. Luzinski fouled out to the catcher the last time up in his first time. Here's the pitch. It's a 25. And he hits a high fly pop-up, getting over towards the right field side. Over there by the third base bag. Reese is waiting for it. There is the catch. We have 1 down. Coming up to bat is Richie Hebner. Richie Hebner grounded out to our... grounded into a fielder's choice to the shortstop last time up. Here's the pitch to Hebner from Forsch. And it's a 12. Possible error. That ends up on a lot of my cards. I'm used to it. 25. No, and he hits a ground ball over to our second baseman, Tyson. Tyson managed to hold on to it this time. Fires over to first. And we have 2 down. For all you guys keep score, that's 4. Clint Park's complaint. Sarcasm, and 3. Okay. Gary Maddox is our batter. I love watching Maddox. Here is the pitch. 53. And he hits a fly out, heading out towards right field. Easy high fly. Just waiting for it to come on down is Jerry Morales. Makes the catch. We have a 1-2-3 inning for the Cardinals. At the end of 4 innings, it is the St. Louis Cardinals 2, the Philadelphia Phillies nothing. Due up to bat for those evil Cardinals, because remember, I'm doing Philadelphia, will be Lou Brock, Gary Templeton, Jerry Morales. 3 of the more dangerous hitters, they've got at least a couple of hits here. Here is the pitch to Brock, who is 1 for 2 right now. Here's the pitch, 24. And Carlton strikes out Brock. Carlton's third strikeout of the game. Not a nice one that just painted the black. Got Brock looking as he glares back at our umpire. Doesn't say much, just gives him a glare at it. Not going to argue with him. Templeton's our man. Templeton is 0 for 2 today. Flew out to the right fielder. Grounded out to our first baseman. Here's the pitch. 63. Gary Templeton hits one out towards our center field. Waiting for it will be Maddox. Wind is holding everything in at center field. And we have 2 down. Jerry Morales is our next guy. Homer hit. He is the proprietor of the only 2 runs of the Cardinals. Hit a 2-run smack job in the first inning. Grounded out to our shortstop in the third. Here is the pitch. It's a 54. And he hits it out towards right field. Waiting for it drifting over towards the foul line is McBride. We have 3 down. A 1-2-3 inning again for the Philadelphia Phillies. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. It's an official game, as I like to remind everybody, according to Major League Baseball rules. Here we have for the Philadelphia Phillies will be Tim McCarver, Ted Sizemore, and Steve Carlton. Tim McCarver is the only one who has the only hit for the Phillies this time. He has a double in the second inning and was left stranded. Here is the pitch to McCarver. 14. Possible error. It's a 61, and that's not going to happen. Tim McCarver hits out towards left field. Coming down with it is Brock as he runs up, makes the running grab, and we have 1 down. Ted Sizemore is our batter. He is 0 for 1 today. He struck out in the second inning. Second baseman. Decent fielder. Here is the pitch. 53. And Ted Sizemore hits it out towards our shortstop. Shortstop's run, and he gets hand-collared by the ball. Lets it slip between his legs. He has to go back and chase it. And Sizemore reaches first on an error by Gary Templeton. That is the second Cardinal error of the game, and that is the third Philadelphia batter to make base. Coming to bat is Steve Carlton. Steve Carlton is going to do as most pitchers actually do. Good words. Okay, and he is going to bunt. Here is the pitch. I can't put the infield in. The game doesn't allow me to do that. 52. No, he has 2 strikes on him. He has to swing away. Here is the pitch. 16. And Steve Carlton hits out towards our shortstop for a weak ground ball. Sizemore heads over to second. He's going to make it. However, Carlton is out at first on a 6-3. Sizemore will advance to second base on the ground ball. Not a sacrifice. Coming to bat will be Bake McBride. Bake McBride is 0 for 2. He flew out to the center fielder in the third inning and struck out in the first. Here is the pitch to McBride. 16. And Bake McBride hits it out towards Templeton. Templeton's trying to make up for his mistake there earlier in the inning. And he fields it cleanly, fires out over to our first baseman, and they have 3 down. At the end of 5 full, it is the St. Louis Cardinals 2, the Philadelphia Phillies nothing. Due up for the St. Louis Cardinals will be Ted Simmons, Keith Hernandez, and Ken Reitz. Ted Simmons is our catcher. He also can play outfield, by the way, when they need him when they need another bat. Is 0 for 2 today. He has grounded out and flew out. Here is the pitch to Simmons. 53. Oh yeah, Tim Simmons hits out towards third baseman's side, hits the glove of the hits the glove of Schmidt. Schmidt rolls to the foul ground. Tim Simmons is on first with an error by Schmidt, and that's the first Philadelphia error of the season for them on Mike Schmidt, who ball hit his glove and went out towards the foul side, not far enough for Simmons to try for second, so he stays at first. Due up to bat here will be Larry Boa. Take it back. I lied. Keith Hernandez. My fault. I apologize. Keith Hernandez, our first baseman, who is 1 for 1. He has a walk and a first base hit. And I'm going to do this. I have lost 4 out of 5 times trying this. We're going to try it again. A hit and run is on. Here's a pitch. 35. And it is a strike coming down to Hernandez. Simmons is trying to steal second. He is nailed. McCarver nails it too. Larry Boa. Simmons is caught stealing. And there is 1 strike on the batter. And I'm now 5 out of 6 for not making the hit and run. I may as well not even bother playing it anymore. But I'm going to. Here's the pitch to Hernandez. 33. I'll be darned. I'm going to scream. 24. Possible chance. It's heading out there. Heading out towards right center field. It's going high. And it hits the top of the wall and bounces back in. Hernandez is heading over to second base. He reaches with a double. The failed hit and run is going to cost, but Hernandez is on second with a double for the Cardinals. We have 1 away on the stolen base attempt. Due up to bat here is Ken Reitz. Ken Reitz today is also 1 for 2. Reached down the fielder's choice and hit a base and got a single. Here's the pitch. 45. And they walk Reitz. He is on for the 3rd time today. Runs around first and second. Carlton could be in trouble here in the 6th inning. Coming to bat is Tony Scott. Tony Scott is struck out and got a base hit his last time up. 1 down, folks. Here we go. 36. Possible error. It's a 43. And no, the infield fly rule takes effect, and it's a pop-up to our shortstop. He makes the catch. Everybody stays safely. We have 2 down. Coming at the bat will be Mike Tyson, our second baseman. He is grounded out to the pitcher twice. Except for 1 time was for the sacrifice. Here is the pitch to Tyson. 65. And he hits a high pop-up heading out towards the backstop. Waiting for it will be our catcher, McCarver. McCarver throws away the mask, bears down on it, and makes the grab. And we have 3 down here in the 6th inning. No runs. 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 error. 2 runners left on base at the end of 5 1/2. It is a 2-0 game. I remember Dave Letterman doing daytime, Scotty. I remember that too. And then all of a sudden he went to nights. I think it was syndicated back then when he was first getting started. Somebody picked him up. Not bad. It was a good show. It was funny. That's where I first got to see the top 10 lists. And I don't care what his political affiliation was. I used to watch Letterman just for the top 10 lists. And his mom. Okay. I'm drinking fruit roll, by the way, guys, so I am drinking a lot of water. I have to cut down on the coffee a little bit. Coming up for Philadelphia is Larry Boa, Mike Schmidt, and the Baby Bowl. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Larry Boa reached out an error of the 1st inning, flew out the center field into 3rd. Here is the pitch. 61. And he hits out towards right field. Heading up down the line, and here he comes, Morales. Morales runs over, makes the catch, heading towards the foul line. We have 1 down. Nice running grab by Morales. Coming up will be Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt is 0 for 1. Walked in the 1st inning, and he flew out also to the center fielder. Here's the pitch. 16. Mike Smith slats a ground ball heading out towards Templeton. Templeton reaches out towards his left, plants his feet, and there it goes. And we have 2 down. Due up is the Baby Bull. Baby Bull so far popped out to the third baseman and is fouled out to the catcher. Has to be able to get out of the infield today. Here is the pitch for Luzinski. 63. And he hits it out towards left field. Finally got it out of the infield. Unfortunately, goes right straight to the glove of Lou Brock. And we have 3 down. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the Cardinals. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. At the end of 6 innings, it is Cardinals 2, Philadelphia nothing. We have a great pitching game going on here. Philadelphia needs to get off the schneid a little bit. They've only got 1 hit. That was doubled by McCarver. Coming to bat is Bob Forsch. For his 3rd time, he has struck out, and he has he popped out to our first baseman. There we go. I know that was unassisted. Here is the pitch to Forsch. Oh, he fouled out to the first baseman. There we go. I was right. It's a 26. He hits it out towards our shortstop, Boa. Boa fires over to Hebner. Easy play for the 2. And we have 1 down here in the top of the 7th inning. Coming to bat is Lou Brock. Lou Brock is right now today is 1 for 3. Got a base hit in the first inning. Scored on the home run by Morales. And since then has grounded out and struck out. Here is the pitch to Brock. 34. And he hits one out towards center field. Again, the wind seems to be keeping it in. Maddox has got a beat on it real easy. And there is 2 down. Due up now is Gary Templeton. It does look like center field is the wind is blowing in from center field, which for Veterans Stadium was kind of easy. If I remember Veterans right, here is the pitch. It's a 13-2. Gary Templeton. And that's just a simple little strike. Here we go. 33. No, we got a chance. Let's see what happens with Templeton. It's a 36. And he's got a possible chance for a home run, but I don't see a possible any happening. And I was right. Gary Templeton hits out towards the right center field. Again, it skids off the turf, hits the wall. Waiting for it will be Maddox. Maddox fires in, but Templeton with the speed does make it to second base, and the Cardinals have a runner on base again. A double for Gary Templeton. Coming up to bat will be Jerry Morales, who hit a 2-run home run in the first inning. Since then, has grounded out and flown out. Here we go. 61. And he hits a weak pop out just real quick. There it goes to Boa. Very weak pop out to Boa, and we have 3 down. Got way too underneath the ball. Just went up and down real quick. So at the end of 6.5 innings, it is St. Louis still 2, Philadelphia Phillies nothing. Everybody here, here's your chance to do your best Harry Carey impression of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Remember, you must do it with an old-style beer and be drunk in the bleachers. And I've seen that many times from Harry Carey, guys, so don't get over that. I used to watch WGN all the time when they first played on cable. Okay, Richie Hebner, Gary Maddox, Tim McCarver. I don't sing Take Me Out the Ball Game like Al. I'm not going to. Strat can suffer. Much I like Strat. Okay, guys, here we go. Richie Hebner's due up. He is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice to the infield. Here we go. 42. That's redundant. And Richie Hebner hits out towards our first baseman, Hernandez. Hernandez had to back up quite a bit. Here comes Forsch to make the play. And he nails him. 3-1. The call is 3-1 for any of you keeping the scoreboard here like I am on the scorecard. 3-1. So that is the 3rd ground out for Hebner. Has not gotten it out of the infield. Gary Maddox, our man up. He has flown out, popped out to the shortstop, and flown out to right field. Here's the pitch. 13. Nice little foul ball to get this one going. Here we go. No, and Bob Forsch strikes out Maddox. That is Forsch's 3rd strikeout of the game. This is actually a very low strikeout game for these 2 great pitchers. Due up the bat here will be Tim McCarver. McCarver is 1 for 2. He has a double and a fly out to our left field. Here's the pitch. It's a 44. Tim McCarver hits out towards left center field, and it bounces in front. It bounces out there towards Luzinski, he makes the play back in. McCarver has his second hit of the game. I got a bad pen, guys. I got to toss it out. It's leaking. That's going to happen with this game. I don't care. All right, there we go, guys. I got a new pen. All right, scorekeeper's ready. Ted Sizemore is 0 for 2, though he did reach on an error in the fifth inning. Here's the pitch to Sizemore. McCarver is on first. 44. And yeah. McCarver, Sizemore heads out towards left center field. Tim McCarver is well on his way. He was already running at the start with the 2 down. Heads out towards left center field, getting picked up by our center fielder this time. Gary Maddox fires back in, throws it into second base. They didn't bother. McCarver will take third. Sizemore is on first. They hit Carlton, and the Philadelphia Phillies have their first throw of the game. Carlton is due up to bat here, but he is going to be taken out for a pinch hitter. He is pitching a gem of a game, only giving up 2 runs. However, that's the thing. He's given up the 2 runs, and unfortunately his own ball club has 0. So, let me see who I had here for who came in for pinch hitters. I got a couple in here. By the way, the original game in 1978 was St. Louis 5, Philadelphia 1. Carlton didn't last 4 innings. Right now I've got him to 7. So we've done well there. Okay, we are going to bring in Bob Boone because he was the first pinch hitter for the pitchers. Bob Boone will come into pinch hit. There he is. Okay. He will pinch hit. And let's get the lineup on Bob Boone if nobody would really mind. That's what I like doing here, especially at the very beginning of the season. Only for the beginning. Bob Boone in 1978 batted .283. Actually got involved in 132 games. He did not start this because this is Steve Carlton's catcher. He caught the rest. 12 home runs, 62 RBIs, 18 doubles. Walked 46 times. Another one who's hard to strike out. Only had 37 strikeouts. He is not a runner, by the way, just so everybody knows. Okay. And we know who he's related to. For any Red Sox fans out here, in 2003, we'll give him a name: Aaron F. Boone. He took Bucky F. Dent's place. Here is the pitch to Boone. 52. And Boone hits over towards third base. McCarver's already running down. They fire over to second for the easy out, and that is 3 away on the fielder's choice. So Sizemore was out. Boone gets the fielder's choice, and that is the end of the 7th inning for the Philadelphia Phillies. No runs, 2 hits, 2 runners left on base because it does count as a runner left on base, and coming to bat for the Cardinals will be Simmons, Hernandez, and Reitz. Coming to pitch for the Philadelphia Phillies will be Warren Brewster. For anybody who doesn't know and has not watched me a lot lately, has not seen me a lot, I do try to keep the pitchers within the reach of what order they came in. I don't care what inning it was, but I will bring them in that order. So if somebody like, in this case here, Tug McGraw, who pitched the 8th and 9th innings for the Phillies in that game, he may not make it in this game. I don't put the pitchers in just because that's the time they went in. It does not work that way. I play the game as I see it. So everybody bear with me. That was a suggestion from a couple of you guys that said, keep going like I am. Okay, we are in the top 8th inning of a well-played game, sort of. And coming to bat will be Ted Simmons. Here is the pitch. 43. And Ted Simmons hits it directly to Brewster. He was waiting for it. Great fielding job. He fires over to first base, and we have 1 down in the top of the 8th inning. Coming to bat is Keith Hernandez. Keith Hernandez is 2 for 2. Has reached base all 3 times he's been at the plate. He has doubled, he has singled, and he has walked. Here is the pitch to Hernandez. 63. And he hits a fly ball, lazy fly ball out heading over towards left field. Luzinski is underneath it, waits for it. Here's the catch. 2 away. Coming to bat for the St. Louis Cardinals in our 8th inning is Ken Reitz. Ken Reitz today is 1 for 2. He has walked his last time up. He has reached base also 3 times. Reached on the fielder's choice also. Here's the pitch. 64. And first thing Brewster does is strike out. Strikes out our man Reitz. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning of a well-played game. Bob Forsch up, and for a quick line for him, he has pitched 7 innings. He has 3 hits, 1 walk, and struck out 3 in his time playing. The line for Steve Carlton, he pitched 7 good innings. Can't go wrong with what he did. 2 runs on 7 hits, both were earned, struck out 3. He gave up that first inning home run, and that was his lone mistake of this entire game. A very, very well-pitched game. But as everybody knows me, this is the cardiac league. Anything could happen. And they have seen a lot. If you guys see any of my videos, a lot of my videos, you'll find out that probably a good 2/3 of them, something happens in the 8th and 9th inning. I do not do this. I play the dice as fair as I can. As soon as I can get a camera, as soon as I get a cam up, I will let you guys see the dice so you know that I don't cheat. I won't do that. It's not fair to you guys, and it's definitely not fair to me. Here is the pitch. Bake McBride is our batter. Bake McBride is 0 for 3 today. Last time up, he grounded out to the shortstop. Here's the pitch. 22. And Bake McBride hits out towards right field, drops in front of Morales, and the Philadelphia Phillies get their 4th hit of the game. McBride is on first. Due up the bat is Larry Boa. And we're going to see if we can try to get the runner bunted over. They are going to try to see if they can try to get a run scored here. Here's the bunt. And a great sacrifice job. First baseman scarfs up, pick it up, fires over to Simmons. Sizemore, who heads over to Tyson, who heads over to first base. And we have a great sacrifice. McBride is on second. Boa's out 3-4 on the play for anybody who is keeping score. Coming to bat is Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt today is 0 for 2. He has reached on a walk, flown out, and grounded out. Here's the pitch to Schmidt. It's a 51. And Mike Schmidt sends it up past the shortstop, gets by the shortstop on a bad hop over the head of Templeton, reaches over towards left field, being thrown in by Lou Brock. Mike Schmidt gets his first hit of the season. And Bake McBride scores. Philadelphia gets their first run of the game. It's now 2-1. Coming to bat is Greg Luzinski. Bob Forsch is in the stretch. Gets ready. Here's the pitch, and there goes Schmidt. Schmidt's trying to set over to second base. He is nailed on a great throw from Simmons to Tyson. He is out. 2-4 for that one there, guys. Schmidt is out. We have 2 down here in the game, but Luzinski is up. Big mistake by Schmidt because Luzinski is always a threat. Here is the pitch. It's a 32. And Luzinski hits it towards Tyson, who gets over towards his right, snaps it up, gets on his knee, fires over to first base, and it's 3 down. But the Philadelphia Phillies do finally get on the board by a base hit by Mike Schmidt, scoring Bake McBride. It is a 2-1. We are in the top of the 9th of a very interesting Cardiac Channel game. Now it has now become Cardiac time. For anybody who knows how I play, due up for the St. Louis Cardinals is Tony Scott, Mike Tyson, I believe it is, and Bob Forsch. We are in. And Bob Forsch is pitching a gem. I am not going to let him out. Here's the pitch. It's a 62. And Tony Scott is struck out by Warren Brewster, who is throwing his 2nd inning of the game. Coming up to bat is Tyson. Tyson today is 0 for 3. Fouled out, grounded out twice. Here's the pitch. 65. Possible error. And he hits a high fly foul out, heading over towards the third base dugout, reaching for it out there. He reaches over the rail. Is our man Schmidt, and he is out. Mike Schmidt reaches over the rail over the dugout and makes the grab. Due up is Bob Forsch. We have 2 down on a 2-1 game, and yes, I am going to keep him in. I'm not going to let the pitcher go. The dice are telling me don't. Here's the pitch. 21. And Bob Forsch strikes out. Warren Brewster has 3 strikeouts in his 2 innings pitched. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Philadelphia Phillies. We are at the bottom of the 9th inning. It is St. Louis 2 runs, 7 hits on 2 errors. The Philadelphia Phillies 1 run, 5 hits on 1 error. We are at, okay guys, pucker up. We are in the bottom of the 9th inning. Here we go. Looks like a possible another Clint Park special. Or cardiac channel game. Here is the pitch. Richie Hebner, he is 0 for 3. 43. And he hits a weak ground ball over to Forsch. Forsch fires it over to Hernandez. We have 1 down. Coming to bat is Gary Maddox. Gary Maddox is 0 for 3 today. Struck out his last time. 1 down away here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Here we go. Here's the pitch. 13. Foul ball. Grabbed up by some poor lonely Sailor fan on the third base side who's watching Mike Schmidt. We won't name names. Here's the pitch. 54. And Maddox sends it out towards right field, heading out towards the warning track. Is Morales. Here he's waiting for it, and he makes the catch. 2 down. Coming to bat is Tim McCarver, the final hope for our Philadelphia Phillies today. Tim McCarver is 2 for 3. He's the only one that's actually done anything. Here is the pitch. 46. And Bob Forsch ends the game in style. He strikes out McCarver. That is it, folks. Cardinals 2, Philadelphia Phillies 1 in a very well played game. A good old-fashioned baseball pitcher's duel, the kind of stuff I enjoy. And give me about 30 seconds. We'll give you the final analysis of this great game. Come on, get up there. Come on. All right, there we go. It's 4-7. I save every game we have, so if anybody has any questions about what I've been doing, I can find the game. And that takes care of that. Here we go. There was no blown save. Brewster wasn't involved in it. All right, yeah. Okay, you guys looking at this, I have something else I'd look at because I get a little bit better information. No disrespect, gang. Okay, let's look at the pitching first, as Al likes to do, and I like doing it for Al and a few others. For our Philadelphia Phillies, Steve Carlton went 7 innings. Gave up 2 runs on 7 hits, struck out 3, walked 2, is hung with the loss, only because of that 1 home run in the first inning. That's the only run scored the entire game, or for the Cardinals. Other than that, they were shut out the rest of the way. Warren Brewster came in relief, faced 6 batters the minimum, and struck out 3. As stated, he hits it into a home run. For the St. Louis Cardinals, Bob Forsch pitched a complete game gem. 1 run, 5 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, faced 34 batters, and he gets the win. For our Philadelphia Phillies, they had 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error. The only multiple hitter was Tim McCarver. Tim McCarver hit a double, and that is it. And he hit the double, and for our other players, Mike Schmidt got the lone RBI in the 8th inning on a base hit, then was stupid enough to try to steal base. And Baker McBride got the only hit, scored the lone run for Philadelphia Phillies. Mike Schmidt got the lone RBI. He also got caught stealing. Larry Boa hit a sacrifice hit. Philadelphia left 6 players on base, all with base hits and that 1 lone walk. For the Cardinals, the only multiple hitter was Keith Hernandez. He went 2 for 3, had a double. He also had a walk. Jerry Morales, though, is the hero of the game with his 1 hit. It was a home run, scored with 2 RBIs. Tony Scott struck out twice. It's about the other thing that stands out. And for the line here, Cardinals left 7 runners on base. Templeton and Tyson both had errors. Keith Hernandez and Templeton both had doubles. Jerry Morales hit the home run. Lou Brock got a stolen base. Ted Simmons got caught stealing. And Mike Tyson hit the lone sacrifice hit. Put-out-wise, it's fairly even. Hernandez had 6. Simmons had 5. Of course, on pitching. And Mike Tyson had 4 himself. Assist-wise, Templeton had 4 of them, so very good job for Gary Templeton on the field, even though he did have that error. For Philadelphia, Richie Hebner and Tim McCarver had the most putouts. Steve Carlton, believe it or not, had the most assists. He did a great job. Anyway, guys, I'm back on. Welcome back to the Cardiac League. It was a good game. I could call it a cardiac game, especially in times it's 2-1 or 1-run game. I thank D. Scott Howard. Beatles, of course. And I believe I have one other in here. Mike Butler. I thank you guys very much. Let them know we got it, that the cardiac, and I'm going to call it now the way it is. This is the Cardiac Channel. Michael, I thank you much. Scott, I thank you much. I love doing this for you guys. I will probably be up tomorrow. It looks like we will stay in 1978 for the season. It will be a National League game. You may not see me do many American League games, because you know why. I do not like the DH rule. I think they need to give it back and make the pitchers pitch, make the pitchers hit, because in the history of our great game, there are quite a few pitchers who are also great pinch hitters, including one dating back to 1900 or so, who his pinch hitting was better than some of the batters. He had a pinch hitting record of 300. So, and if you guys want to take time to look that one up, I'll make it a trivia question tomorrow. As always, I thank you all very much. I am going to catch the news. I've also got the San Diego game on right now. They're winning 4-0 over Seattle. So I do have a baseball game. Always have a baseball game in the background. I just mute it. Everybody take care. I feel better. Love doing this. This is good for my ticker. So because this is fun stuff. This is not stress. This is fun. So I don't mind it, and I have a great time. Let everybody else know. Take care. Leave comments if you like. Let anybody else watch this game. Please leave comments if you like. Also, please do hit the up arrow, the thumbs up if you do. I'm glad to be back, and it has been great. We will see you guys tomorrow night. Come on, get up there.